Hello everyone, JSGC here, and we are here for another Manchester City preview, this time previewing the first home game of the Premier League season for Manchester City. Before we crack on with this preview against Tottenham Hotspur, make sure if you're new around here, enjoying the content, then make sure you subscribe, press that red button, press the bell, put your push notifications on. If you're interested, you can go check out my social media links, which you can find in description below and popping up on screen for my Twitter and Instagram if you want to go and follow me on there. Make sure also you leave your thoughts in the comments below, always interested in what you have to say, and make sure you leave your thumbs up if you enjoy this video. Don't forget, in the comments below, looking for your score prediction and also your team prediction for Manchester City going into this video. So we're going to crack on with this video. Like I said, first home game of the season, Etihad Stadium, 17th of August, and this for a 5:30 PM British summertime kickoff. First home game of the Premier League season for the 2019-20 season. Manchester City currently sitting in first place, Tottenham Hotspur currently sitting in sixth place. Both won their opening Premier League fixture last weekend, with Man City winning 5-0 in an emphatic away win against West Ham, and Tottenham also winning at home with a hard-fought 3-1 victory over Aston Villa, leaving it late, getting a few late goals, ended up winning the game. And so Tottenham's first away game of the season doesn't get much more difficult than going to the Etihad Stadium for them. Remember, last season Manchester City beat Tottenham at the Etihad Stadium towards the end, that big run-in that we had. Remember, Manchester City on a current 15-game winning streak. Win the next 3 games, we equalled our own record. 14 games we won last season consecutively in the Premier League from the end of January when we lost against Newcastle, which was our last loss in the Premier League, running right through to now winning every single game. Tottenham was also included on that with a Phil Foden early goal with that little diving header. Let's not forget, hard-fought 1-0 victory, but let's not talk about the Champions League from last season with Tottenham. Now, we're going to have a look at our oppositions first. Tottenham. Now, Dele Alli, he was out injured last week, and he may well not feature in this game either. Waiting for team news for Tottenham as to whether he'll be starting or not. But he was injured last week, so I don't imagine Spurs will want to rush back Dele Alli too much. They've not got the strength in depth or the squad depth that Man City have, so I imagine Tottenham will probably be looking to try and ease him back in rather than rushing him back in. So they might well be without Dele Alli going into this game. They're also going to be without Heung-Min Son. He's out suspended, serving a 2-match ban, which was carried over from last season, so he was out at last week's game. And he's also out this week, which is a big boost for us, of course, because he was very, very good in the Tottenham 2 legs in the Champions League last season. Don't forget, Tottenham won 1-0 at the new stadium, their first game in their new stadium too, in the Champions League, so they ended up winning that game. And then also Manchester City obviously ended up winning at the Etihad Stadium in an emphatic, I think it's 4-3. Last minute goal disallowed, but Heung-Min Son doing bits right up front for Tottenham, so big boost for him that he is suspended. But we are going to see Tanguy and Ndombele starting for Tottenham, you would think, in this game in the middle. Nice and fresh from scoring his first goal for Tottenham last week. Did an amazing job, particularly in the Etihad Stadium for Lyon last season in the Champions League. He was influential in the middle along with Aurier, so yeah, very difficult having Ndombele starting in the middle. Like I said, he had a good game at the Etihad Stadium, so City are going to have to be wary of that. In particular, Tottenham will be looking to try and play counter-attack football. City always looking to try and have more possession, try and outpass our opposition, and also try and look to tire them out and look to attack from width. So yeah, in the middle of the game, very crucial, and having a strong midfield like Manchester City have, having players of quality like Ndombele there is going to be a big strength for Tottenham. So we're going to have to make sure we find inroads in and out around Ndombele. Interesting to see if Christian Eriksen will start. A lot of uncertainty over his future. Didn't start last week. He's been linked with Real Madrid. Will he be starting in this game? Thing is, when you're going up against quality like Manchester City have got, obviously back-to-back Premier League champions, winning the domestic treble last season, you're going to have to start with your best team. And in my opinion, Tottenham's best team has to feature Christian Eriksen, because I think he's an absolutely phenomenal player. So you just can't have quality like Eriksen sitting on the bench, can you, going into this game? Anyway, Harry Kane, you'll obviously imagine he'll be starting, an obvious threat up front. Interesting note, should be having Kyle Walker-Peters starting at right back, because I think Sergio Aguero, I think he's injured. I'm not an expert on Tottenham, I think he's injured, but if he's not, he might just be down in pecking order. But Kyle Walker-Peters did start last week, and so we might be seeing Kyle Walker-Peters and Kyle Walker starting on the same pitch. Both of them playing at right back, playing against each other. That's a bit of a strange one, a little bit of trivia there. Now for Manchester City, team news, quite simple. Benjamin Mendy's out injured, come to be expected. Obviously we've got Leroy Sané out injured. Other than that, everyone else is back. Now Cancelo, he may well feature in this game. Didn't feature last week, so obviously had a full week now to train with Manchester City, so he may well feature in this game. I reckon Kyle Walker will start, but we might see Cancelo come on at some point to make his debut for Manchester City. We should have Fernandinho back too. He's been back in training now for the last couple of weeks, so it'll be interesting to see if we go with Rodri or Fernandinho. We'll speak about Rodri in just one moment, but look, in terms of up front, will Mahrez start? Now, Mahrez had a phenomenal game last week against West Ham, and in my opinion, when you put in good quality performances, you should then be able to hold your place, because done absolutely nothing wrong. Like, Riyad Mahrez, for me, can't do a lot more to earn a starting spot in Manchester City. Now, with Riyad Mahrez, he was passing the ball well, crossing the ball well, making things happen, always making the right decision last week, and up there for one of the man of the matches for the whole game. He came in ahead of Bernardo Silva. Now, Bernardo Silva always throws in 8 out of 10 performances, and I'm talking at this moment in time that Riyad Mahrez may well be keeping Bernardo Silva, Mr. Consistency himself, out of the team. So how do you make it work? To me, Riyad Mahrez deserves to start in this game, and I'd probably start him. Will we go with Jesus or Aguero up front? Don't know. Did make one note though. Will we see Man City go 5 at the back? Obviously, we signed Angelino. Mendy isn't fit, so we could go with 3 at the back, seeing Stones, Otamendi, and Laporte possibly. This is, in my opinion, only probably if Cancelo does start. We could see Walker going in at centre-back too, and then going with 3 midfielders and 2 attackers up top, where we could see Jesus, Sterling featuring together, Aguero and Sterling, Aguero and Jesus, even a Mahrez in there. I do not know. Just little note there, might we see City go 5 at the back? We have seen it before. Not as much though. That's normally probably holding back for when Benjamin Mendy comes back. Just a little alternative there for Manchester City, but that was just me putting my thinking cap on. Right, now, score prediction for this game. I'm going to go for 3-1 to Manchester City. I think it'll be both teams to score. I think it'll be a close game. I think there'll be plenty of second balls to be won in this game. And Manchester City, we have a potential here to come unstuck. Tottenham's got a lot of quality. One of our most difficult games coming forward over the next couple of months, because City, on paper, isn't the most strenuous of starts. You're always looking at when you're playing all the teams in the top 6, and City haven't got any of them coming up other than this Spurs game. We've got them at home, so it's one of the games where I'd be looking for 3 points, if I'm completely honest. And City do have a habit, particularly at home sometimes, of coming unstuck in the early season. Now, not necessarily at home, I don't think last season, but the Wolves game was a surprise. The season before, you think back, Everton, I think it finished 1-1. We do tend to just chuck out a surprise result in the first 2 or 3 games, and it takes City just that little while just to get their legs stretched. Now, they did very well last week, so I'm just being a little bit wary here that this might be one of the games potentially where we do come unstuck. Pep has said that Man City do their pre-season. We only play normally 3 for Community Shield, so 5 games in pre-season, and City use August as their pre-season to be able to get back into competitive football, and with doing so, sometimes you get 1 or 2 surprise results, and this, to me, is one of the games where if we're going to get a surprise result, it might well be this. So I'm hoping that City will have their ball game on and they'll be playing at the best of their ability. Now, I did say wary here about Rodri, because Tottenham's one of the best teams for pressing in the Premier League. Saw it in the Champions League a lot. You make a mistake in the back, they'll capitalise, and they've got the quality there to be able to punish Manchester City. So, a big blow with them not having Son there, because he's one of them players that does and has capitalised against us when City make mistakes at the back. But you've got players like Moura, Kane, like I said, Eriksen starts. These are players of quality that can hurt Man City if they lose the ball. Now, one of my concerns that I've had going forward, not a criticism, please don't take this as a criticism, but Rodri's one of them players that is a very laid-back, typical Spanish La Liga player. Takes control of the ball, keeps looking around, looking for areas to pass with. He's just a little bit hesitant, is my point, and he needs to quickly get to grasp with the Premier League and how quick and how attacking and how physically strong the Premier League is. Fernandinho is wonderful at it. He's adapted. He's fantastic. He's a potential player that I would see starting this game. But I have a lot of faith in Rodri. He just needs to pass just that little bit quicker or be a little bit stronger. When he's getting pressed, just hold off the players. Because I've seen it in the Community Shield where he goes down looking for a free kick. Perhaps in La Liga he might get a free kick. Premier League, you will not get a free kick for the challenges. Like I said, they're just pressing you. You need to be stronger and hold them off. He's a big lad, Rodri. He'll be able to do that, and I've got full confidence that he'll be able to adapt it into his game. Only one way for him to learn, and that's him starting in the games Fernandinho has not featured for Manchester City in pre-season, so I think City might ease him into it. So I reckon we might go with Rodi, but Pochettino is one of them managers that likes his team to play the high press, particularly early on. So the first 15-20 minutes, they were looking for all energy from Tottenham Hotspur, as we saw in the Champions League last season, and it was mind-blowing in the Champions League, wasn't it? At the Etihad Stadium, it was just goals galore. Defence just went out of the window, and whilst it's easy on the eye and it's fantastic for the neutral, it doesn't do anything for the heart rates of City or Spurs fans. We know what to expect, though. It's Tottenham. We know how Pochettino plays. We know how Spurs play. So I'll be disappointed if we don't get our game heads on here and be able to grind out a result in here, because we've proven it time and time again, particularly in the Premier League, that we're capable of doing that. So I'm going to pop up my team prediction now. This is the team that I think is a team that we might start with. Just one or two little talking points here. So I've gone with Ederson in goal, Walker and Zinchenko right back and left back respectively. I've gone for Stones and Laporte to start in this game. We might see Otamendi start in this game because Tottenham might want to put some balls in. Like I said, aerially they might be targeting to get Kane to hold it up a little bit, and Nicolas Otamendi is very good in the air for Manchester City, so won't surprise me to see Otamendi start. I've gone with Rodi. Like I said, I've got faith in Rodi. I think he's a great player. Just little ticking points here where he just needs to adapt to the Premier League, and when you're going up against quality like Tottenham Hotspur, you need to get to adapt very quickly. Gone with De Bruyne and Bernardo Silva. David Silva will be phased out of Manchester City over the next season, so he won't be starting every single game after game, and featuring 90 minutes after 90 minutes. He'll be phased out, and I want Riyad Mahrez to start in this game. He deserves to start, so I've gone with Mahrez and Raheem Sterling on the wings. So I put Bernardo Silva into the centre, playing in that point. Do not rule out, by the way, Raheem Sterling going centrally here and possibly having Mahrez on the left and Bernardo on the right if he does start, and Sterling occupying as like an attacking midfielder, playing behind Gabriel Jesus, who I was impressed with last week against West Ham. So I'd probably go, like I said, you've got to deserve your starts at Manchester City, and in my opinion, these are the players that deserve their starts. Like I said, one or two talking points, you're free to disagree. It's football. What's football without being able to disagree? So that's been my preview. I'm looking forward to this game. I think there'll be goals, like I said, both teams to score. If you want to put a bet on both teams to score, this would probably be my tip for both teams to score. Both play attacking style of football. Both teams like to attack. Both teams like to play easy on the eye football here. So it'll be a good game. Game's live on Sky Sports. If you can't get down to the game, don't forget, like I said, 5:30 p.m. British summer time. So just convert it to your time zone wherever you're watching in the world. That's what time the kickoff is for this game on Saturday, the 17th of August 2019. First home game of the season for City. First away game for Tottenham Hotspur. Game's near enough sold out. Anyone that's going to the game, make sure you enjoy yourself. Really looking forward to this game, and hopefully, fingers crossed, we can pick up the 3 points and get a convincing result and remain top. That would be absolutely fantastic. So there we go. That's been the video. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy this video, make sure you leave a thumbs up so I know that you enjoyed this video. Also, make sure if you're new around here, make sure you subscribe, press that bell, put your push notifications on. Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Like I said, your team prediction and score prediction, leave them in the comments below too. And also, don't forget, you can go check out my social media links, which you can find in the description below and popping up on screen for my Twitter and Instagram if you want to go and follow me on there. Like I said before, don't forget, like, comment and subscribe, share the video if you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you all again for the next video, which will be the analysis up for the game up some point this weekend, so stay tuned for that. So it's been JSGC. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. We're aiming for 5,000 subscribers, just over 200 away. Make sure you subscribe, and let's see if I can get there ASAP. Thank you everyone for watching, thank you everyone for the continued support, and I'll see you all again for the next video, that analysis. Peace. Ciao for now.